चलिए मेरे साथ आइए और बेधड़क होके बातें करते हैं।
I am now coming to the petition and the judgment itself. The petitioner in this case was Association for Democratic Reform. Remember, this is the same petitioner who also filed a case against the electoral bonds, and of course, they tasted success there. So, who is behind ADR? Some people stand behind it. They're mostly represented by Prashant Bhushan. And you know that Prashant Bhushan has always been critical of the way this government functions. He leans far left in the game. And I wonder what has a high commission to do with an NGO or a foundation like ADR. We may never know why, but the FCRA filings of ADR is where I picked up this information from. And one needs to know what's going on here. Anyway, so ADR is the petitioner or was the petitioner in this case. There have been many litigations on the EVMs. One of the litigations was filed by Chandrababu Naidu, Subramanian Swamy, and many such people. And requests were made that 10% of the VVPAT had to be manually counted. Those petitions or requests were squashed by the courts there. And again, we found most recently that ADR has filed this petition. Sometimes I wonder why do the courts keep on accepting such petitions? And the courts have made an observation, the justices have made an observation that even though these matters were decided before, they still wanted to be transparent and give a chance to the petition. The judges also said that they do not recollect the previous discussions in the court where the technicalities of the EVM, the process on how the EVM was used, the safeguards that the EVM has was ever discussed in so much of detail. And that is really true. Because when I went through the order, there are entire sections on the technicalities of EVM. Finally, the court came around to the view that exercising the fundamental right to vote cannot be equated with 100% counting of receipts, and it is impractical. The courts also observed that the real intention of the petitioners seems to be to create a distrust among voters, create a negative impression in the minds of voters, to create a bad image for Bharat, and have the world blaming our election system, which is really fair and impartial. The judges also made an observation that such petitioners destroy the hard work of a nation. That is a pretty strong statement, I would say. The petition, it seems, from the observation of the court, was based on assumption, suspicion, and the survey by a private body called Lokniti. The background of this private body is itself questionable in the eyes of the court. The court accepted that conducting elections in India, in Bharat, is a very difficult task, and how much ever you may say, it is an understatement. The bona fides of the petitioner came up for questioning. The courts also observed that using a writ petition was a very special event. I mean, you cannot have these done every day. And finally, the courts said that it is impractical to ask for 100% counting of votes. It is impractical to have the VVPATs handed over to the voter. And they also said if somebody wanted, the second and the third winner wanted, and I heard about this from Mr. Prashant Bhushan's statement that they could actually go and see if the memory chip was burnt and kind of destroyed. So, in the end, this petition was dismissed. And I wonder why the Honorable Supreme Court did not impose costs on this petitioner, who, in my opinion, has made the judiciary system work unnecessarily, much harder, involved a lot of time of the Election Commission of India, and a lot of costs to this country and its taxpayers. Anyway, the judgment now stands done. The petitions now stands squashed.